So, hi, Mandy. Thank you for taking the time to chat to us today. So, I'm going to kick things off with why did you decide to become a celebrant?
Okay, so why did I decide to become celebrant? It was kind of at my time of life, I have been to loads of weddings, but it was actually funerals that drew me to celebrant. So I attended a lot of funerals, some good, some bad, and started to admire what celebrants were doing. And I spoke at a couple of funerals, and I just thought, oh my goodness, what a privilege to be able to do that for families. And that was what drew me to the idea. And I'm at a time in my life where I'm thinking, oh, not sure I want the regular, into work every day for someone else, going into semi-retirement. It was kind of a light bulb moment, Penny. It was, this is something that will really add value to my life. It isn't about the money, it's about the purpose. And so I started to investigate and I fell upon AMC as a perfect match to what I wanted to do.
So, what did you do before your celebrant's journey started?
Still doing that. So I've worked for the last 18 years working for a local charity where I live, a charity that supports young families and autistic children. We run a nursery and we do a lot of outreach support to families. And my role in the charity is the person that keeps the cogs moving, I guess. I don't work with the children. In a small charity, it's a bit of a jack of all trades, master of none. So I do all the ops, IT, HR, marketing, anything that isn't necessarily directly with the families, it probably falls under my remit. So that's what I've done for the last 18 years, a very humbling, very purposeful job.
Well, some great skill sets that you can use in celebrancy already. So, why did you choose to train with AMC?
Okay, so when I decided this was something I wanted to do more, I started sort of Googling around. Obviously, I'm active on social media, and something about AMC popped up. I think obviously the algorithms were playing a part. Delved a bit more, decided to sign on to one of your free webinars, went and spent half an hour listening to Tara at the time, and fell in love with what she was telling me. So I just decided it was about time in my life I invested in me. So I took the ball by the horns and I signed up to do the Master of Celebrant course.
So, doing the masters then, what has been the most exciting or inspiring part of the course for you?
Okay. Um, Probably the most exciting for me, I think, has been how much knowledge I've gained. So I didn't really know that much about the world of celibate when I started my training, but because of the quality of what I'm reading and learning and doing, I have, increased my knowledge, particularly on the funeral side, actually, into the world of funerals. The training covers, no stone is left unturned in that training. It's, it covers everything from the history to, step by step what a celebrant needs to do, the relationships with other people. So that's probably been the biggest thing for me. I've become a bit of a sponge again. I've spent, 30 years working. The last time I did any studying was when I was at uni. And I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but that was a long time ago. Um, so it was really lovely to get into something that was self-paced. And I've learned so much. And I'm really proud of myself because I've come right out of my comfort zone and I'm now confident in, for want of a better word, performing. Because a lot of it, I think the skill set that you get from the training is about having that confidence to deliver.
So, what advice would you give to somebody then considering celebrant training?
I'd say don't hold back. I'd say um, believe in yourself. If your heart is in it, even if you don't think you can do the training because the training will enable you to do it. That would be my advice. Don't be scared because step by step, other students, your mentors, the community will give you the confidence that you need.
So, where are you at now then on your celebrant journey, and how has it changed your life since you trained with us?
Where I am now is I signed up just over a year ago, March 25 is when I signed up. I've completed my funeral training. I've completed my wedding training. I've actually done a funeral for an past. And now I just have my last module to do on my final master, which is the naming course. But I'm carefully planning when I do that. As far as sort of building my business, I've done my website. I've dipped my toe into the world of social media. That's really where I think my next focus should be. When I'm ready to take it to the next level, it's the business side that's been a bit quieter than maybe some other celebrants, because I'm wanting to complete my training and finish my paid employment to then actually, I suppose, launch the business. Really, it's just quietly there in the background.
Exciting.
That was my choice to do it that way.
Yeah, I think it's good sometimes to take a bit of time to make a plan about how you're going to launch and when's the right time to launch. So, what are you most excited about being a celebrant when that launch comes round?
Because of what I've just done, and because of how much I was surprised, I suppose the thing that's going to excite me the most would be when I get my first wedding booking. I've done a funeral. Didn't think I'd really be a wedding celebrant, but I loved the training so much that I think that for me will be a sort of a gold star moment when I finally get a wedding to do. I did have one, but sadly it coincided with a holiday that I had planned, so I wasn't able to commit to the booking. But it'll come. I'm sure it'll come. I just think
It will.
I have to work to get it. But that will be my biggest thing when I get my first wedding.
So, if anyone's looking to find you or follow you, how is the best way for them to contact you? Is it through your website or your social media?
Just at the moment, it's probably through my website. I do have an Instagram channel. It's just not posting that much. But Mandy the Celebrant is there. She's on Instagram, and I do have a website. So either way, really, Penny. Yeah, either way.
So, how do you feel that AMC supported your learning or your development?
Oh gosh, in lots of ways. I think that the AMC provided me with the structure that I needed, but provided me with the flexibility to do it at my own pace because how the training is planned. And the support for me, the support from the hub, from people like yourself, is second to none. You only have to pop an email or a comment out, and you'll either get a response from a sort of experienced student, or you'll get a response from one of the people within the AMC team. But the mentors in your mentor window, both of my mentors on my funeral and my wedding were so supportive and so encouraging, but also gave me so much constructive criticism. So, the learning out of that element of the course really does stand you in good stead. And it's such a cringy moment to do a recording and to do a live. I actually think that they're probably more nerve-wracking than doing a real thing. But if you can do those, and you will do those, then the mentor gives you that confidence to then go out into the big bad world.
So, out of all the tasks and assignments that you've completed to reach your graduation, what was your favourite?
Penny and Helen's wedding, probably, because I am doing my final live after having done the recording, doing my final live with my mentor, where she had given me the really good feedback from the recording, just me and her doing that final live. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing that final live. That would be the biggest thing for me.
And last question from me. So, is there anyone from the AMC team that you would like to give a shout out to and why?
Three of you. Can I give a shout out to three of you?
You can indeed.
I would give a shout out to Christine, my funeral mentor, who really started me on my celebrancy journey with such a lovely mentor experience. You, because you're always there. We only have to pop you, and the consistency of you and your answers and your support is second to none. And a big shout out to Laura, who was my wedding mentor. I had a bit of a stumble with my wedding written stuff, but she picked me up and she gave me loads of feedback and told me I could do it and carried me through. And that live at the end was just fantastic. So I would say you three need a big shout out.
Thank you very much. Well, it's been lovely chatting to you and hearing about your journey. I know you're almost there, about to graduate as a master celebrant. So, congratulations on what you've achieved so far. And I have no doubt you're going to finish with a master's with a bang at the end. And when you are ready to launch, whenever that time is ready for you, I know you're going to make a massive success of it. So, Mandy, thank you for your time and thank you for chatting to us today.
You're welcome. Thank you, Penny.